It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. Good afternoon, everybody. We're here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit, then, is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests the driver's patience. The flats, open to the elements location, test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14.
Good evening, race fans. Pirate here, Black Flag Racing TV. How about that? We are ready to go. This is late night racing, and this is round 5 at Shanghai, China. Looking forward to this one. New little look for the screen there. I've got a big thing. I hate loading screens. I'm watching any broadcasts for sim racing. I hate fucking loading screens, and they're not very user friendly for the viewer. They're all right if you're racing it. So I've had a little jiggle about this is what I've done with it. It's probably fucked up at some stage, right? But let's have a little looky see what happened last time they went racing. It's not going to work now, is it? You watch. Might have to do this manually because it's not working properly. How about that shit? So hold the line caller while I fix my problems. Right, so don't know why it's not working, but it's not. If you hold on, I will fix it, and then we'll be working, and then everyone will be happy. We hope. We've got a few new faces tonight that I've noticed, so looking forward to seeing how those guys perform. So there we go. That's top 5 as it stands following last week's race. Dunners, the reigning champion, 2-time champion, currently leading 8 points from WRS Danny in the McLaren. Friendly Dutch, some way behind in third, 134 points. Wolsey in fourth with 127. And Riley in fifth in the Mercedes-Benz. Good solid performance from him thus far with 121 juicy points. Reflection, just outside that top 5 in 616. Then we've got Ryan with 113. Mad Max 105. Harley with just 75 points, and level with Blumchum, rounding out that top 10, both on 75 points. That's the rest of the rest. Cameron Still. Neil Poir, that boy loves to crash, while everyone else just loves to drive. There we go. This is how the Constructors' Championship looks. McLaren lead the way, 317 points from Ferrari with 297. AlphaTauri round out the top 3 with 264. Still to drive for Red Bull with 204 in 4th place. Williams in 5th. And then you can see there that Mercedes-Benz just outside top 5, 155. Down the bottom, Aston Martin. Still significant work for them to do. Only 60 points on the board thus far. So plenty of shit to be getting on with for them guys. Shall we have a little look and see who we've got with us this evening? So, of course, reigning champion Dunners in the Ferrari. He's our glorious host this evening as well. Connor in the Alfa Romeo, Blumchum for Williams. Fingers in the Mercedes-Benz. New driver for that I've certainly seen is Nuts, or Dog's Bollocks, however you want to refer to him. Baguette in the Red Bull. Hunter in the Alfa Romeo, Friendly Dutch, Angry Dutch, whatever he wants to be, in the AlphaTauri. And his teammate for this evening is Massman Infidel. Riley in the other Mercedes, Drew Cam in the Ferrari, Ryan in the Williams, Mad Max in the McLaren, Wolsey in the Red Bull, Harley in the Alpine, Mr. J in the Aston Martin, and that rounds out all the runners and the riders this evening, 16 of them in total. Running a bit late, the invites came out a bit late, so everyone's running a little bit behind. Format this evening, 18 minutes of qualification here at Shanghai. Why do I think it was Bahrain? I don't know. Shanghai. We'll do 18 minutes of qualifying. That'll be followed by sprint race today. Just 5 laps sprint racy. And then that will be followed by, of course, none other than the feature race, which is 20 something laps or whatever it is. I don't know. That would involve me actually giving 2 shits. And I really couldn't give. Not even one. Not even one. Just waiting for everyone to ready up so we can get cracking. I think we're there or thereabouts. The hunter's already ticked in. I've already demonstrated I'm ready. Ticks starting to appear on the status board. What else is going on this week? More F1 action on Thursday with some more Smoking Predators. We just finished Tuesday night with them. Then we've got some more stuff going on Friday with Euro Trips F1. But for the meantime, we are... I thought we were going to be ready to go. And then it all stopped being ready. Why are we not getting ready when everyone's here? I'm going to say it. Fuck it. I'm going to say it. I was going to be quiet. I'm going to say it. Running late is a pain in the fucking ass, particularly if you're being broadcasted. Because a broadcaster isn't privy to what's going on in the chat and all that kind of thing. And if you're hanging around for somebody, it's a pain in the fucking ass. So, pretty much there's a rule. There's a rule that we have in Black Flag that if the race is due to start at 8 o'clock, and we did this last night, we had 16 people signed up for 15 spaces. And one was sitting as a reserve. And it was very clear, you've got, the broadcast starts at 15 minutes before the race starts. If at that point everybody that's racing is not in the room, the reserves come in and they've got until the race start time at bang on, whatever that is, to get in. Or tough shit, you just go as you go. It helps with broadcasting because obviously we've got X amount of time to fill. Now the thing is, if I know we're not starting until 10 past 8, 10 past 9, I start the broadcast later because then it ties in better and then you can kind of feel better and that kind of thing. It's not big, you know, you do whatever you want to fucking do, to be fair. But, yeah, I mean, waiting around for people is a pain in the arse. And we were waiting around for orange ducks in the Haas. Don't be late again, or I will send fingers round to your house to use baguette on you. Don't do it again. Simple as. Right, we are finally ready to go. Well, you ticked in a lot of tough shit because we're starting. Here we go. It's going to be straight into the race. And it's going to be 5 laps. That simple. Nothing more, nothing less. Only laps. Shouldn't be long before everyone is ready and up. I think most of them are ticked already. I will switch over, obviously, when it comes to it. There we go. Let's switch over now, shall we? Half my buttons are not working and it's really freaking annoying me. You have to hold on while I... There we go. So, you know the drill, guys. You know the drill. Why is that not working now? This is the problem I have doing one broadcast after the other. Is I don't know where I've been fiddling with things. I think it messes things up. But we are ready to go now. 4 seconds before people are readied in. It's weird, isn't it? Because the last one I did readied up much quicker. So I think it's down to the quality of the connections, I think. So there's 5 lights, they're going to go out, and we will straight away be racing here. And we are away, and the conditions do not look great. They look well overcast. So into turn 1 we go. Mr. J with a great start. Fingers not a bad start either. And that's a Williams facing the wrong way. That's Ryan. He's in the wrong direction already. Not looking good for him.
You can't park that there, mate.
Indeed, you can't park that there, mate. And yeah, he was facing in the wrong direction completely. So Mr. J in the lead from Fingers. Connor in 3rd place. Drewcam in 4th. Baguette in 5th. Harley up to 6th. Mad Max in 7th. 8th is Riley. Dunners is running in 9th. There is Woolsey in the Red Bull. He is running 10th. No, he's not. That is Dunners. He's facing the wrong way.
You can't park that there, mate.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
He did indeed. Unlucky for some is what they say. Really feeling your pain there, my friend. But it is what it is. You just have to accept it and move the fuck on. So, Dunners at the back of the very, very back of the pack. Orange Dax in the Haas. Can't help but think that we missed a trick not putting someone called Orange Dax in the Papaya McLaren. Orange in the orange. Why not? And it's Orange Dax version 2. Version 1, I hear, was incredibly slow and wasn't really interested in going around the track at any kind of pace. So they put him in the bin and rolled out version 2. The Hunter running in 15th. Friendly Dutch in 14th. Mutts Nuts. Dogs Bollocks. The Bee's Knees. Making the move on Mr. J, who is tanking down in through the pits. So everybody going ahead of Mr. J. Don't drive on driving to Mr. J. It seems to be the case quite a lot. Blumchum is in 11th, just behind Ryan, who we already saw facing in the wrong direction. And that's another one tanking down the order. Mad Max, what's going on with you? Very, very slowly he go. Excuse me. But is now back underway. The Infidel is down to 8th. The Red Bull of Baguette getting ahead of Infidel. And yeah, good positioning there. So Baguette in the Red Bull in 7th. Teammate Woolsey up in 6th. Riley ahead in that top 5 still. Putting the Frighteners on the Alpine of Harley just ahead. Harley is just behind Fingers. And already Connor pulling out a massive lead. 3.2 of your finest European seconds ahead of Drewcam, who's about 1 second ahead of Fingers at the moment in that Mercedes-Benz. There is Harley just in behind. And at the moment, Harley's sandwiched between 2 Mercedes drivers, which is quite often what you will find George Russell and Lewis Hamilton doing at the weekend, sandwiching a young boy that they've purchased off the interweb between them, just to help them wind down over the weekend. Just in case, because they're really rich, and I'm not. That may or may not be true. I am not claiming that Lewis Hamilton's a paedophile. I'm claiming he's a big fat wanker, but he's not a paedophile. You can't see me calling him a wanker because it's an opinion. To be fair, I can call him a paedophile and claim it was an opinion, but it's not, because there's no grounds for it. Even children wouldn't want to have sex with him. He's a fucking dick. Mad Max is running in 17th place now after that pit stop. Lap 3 of 5 in this crazy race of sprinting. Connor leads the way, 3.7 seconds. It's going to take a fuck up of monumental proportions to cock this up at this stage. Fingers running in 3rd. Harley running in 4th. Riley still running in 5th. Still sandwiching Harley between them in that awkward fashion. And that's an awkward boner right there, isn't it? Which way do you face? All Fingers losing out there. I'm sorry, my friend.
You can't park that there, mate.
It parked in completely the wrong place.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
And you're crashing. So, that's 1 Mercedes driver out of the top 5. Harley into the top 3. Riley promoted, Wolsey promoted, Baguette promoted. The Infidel is up to 7th, and Blumchum and Ryan up into 8th and 9th. Lap 4 of 5. Who shall we go on board with? Let's go back to someone like... Let's go with Dunners. Dunners might give us a lap without crashing. So here we go. This is a lap around China for your viewing pleasure. You head down towards turn 1. Tricky turn this because as you turn in, the turn gets tighter. So you're slowing rather than speeding up through the corner, and really kind of, you can't put any power until you get to this point here, which is essentially after turn 2. Then you start powering down, and as you sweep round this little right kink, which takes you into your next braking zone just before that 50 metre board, again down into one of the low gears, turning back on yourself in that big switchback. Then you can power through this left-hander, little lift just to make sure you don't go drifting wide before you drop down the gear just to get swinging round to the right side, then again to the left. It's a bit of a tricky sector, this. End of sector 2 ensues you've got a nice little run down to this left-hander, bringing you to the second of the 2 stadium sections. And as you sweep round to the right-hand side here, it's very similar to turn 1, but in the opposite direction. And then you're on the power again, and it's a long, long run with the DRS zone included that takes you down to the penultimate corner, which is a big, big braking zone with a massive right-hand switchback on you. Right here it is, and these are very, very deep into that, quite late on the brakes there. Didn't get the apex at all. Final turn, little drop down a gear, bang into 5th. Nothing too drastic, 4th maybe. Very, very wide there. Before you blast across the line with more DRS and heading back towards turn 1 like a boss. So Connor is leading the way. Now 4.3 seconds clear. Looking uncatchable in this little sprint race. Drucam running in 2nd. Harley is in that top 3. Some good points up there for those dudes. Riley in 4th. And you've got the 2 Red Bulls of Baguette and Wolsey. They switch places now. Baguette in 5th. Wolsey in 6th. Ryan is in 7th in the Williams. Friendly Dutch and his teammate Massman Infidel in 8th and 9th. Blumchum is rounding out that top 10 with the bee's knees, the mutts, nuts, the dogs, bollocks running in 11th. The Hunter, is he being the hunted by Fingers? No, he's not. Fingers is 1.9 seconds back. Orange Dax in 14th. 15th is Dunners, Mr. J. 16th, 17th is Mad Max. But here comes Connor. He's got one more corner, and it's a sprint race win for the Alfa Romeo driver from Barney, Scotland. Across the line, Connor comes to take the big W. Drucam across the line in 2nd, and Harley will round out that top 3. Riley, though, taking it from him because of penalties. So good finish for him. But Connor, winner, chickeny dinner is the only way to describe it, really. So there we go. Winner for him there. I'm just doing some quick fixy stuff. I found some broken links. I have fixed those broken links so I can do shit like this again. There we go. Winner for Connor. 2.7 seconds clear of Drucam in the end. Riley 3rd. Harley in 4th. Baguette in 5th place. They're your top 5. Nice 5 lap blast here in the Chinese Grand Prix 2022. Driver of the day goes to a Riley. Oh, give him that. Why not? Hello, GGJ. PS, how you doing? Good of you to join us this evening. That's the 5-lap sprint. It's a sprint race. Basically what they've done is they've strapped a bit of wood to their leg to keep it straight, and they tried to run. 5-lap sprint race done and dusted. If you lose me for a second, I'm just shutting about dogs. My dog's a cock and keeps opening it to come back in, and then the dog can learn to open a freaking door but can't learn to bloody close it. bellend. Right, anyway. There's your winner for the first race. That's done. That's out of the way. On we move. 50% race time. Let's give you the full lowdown, shall we? Connor from Scotland in the Alfa Romeo takes the big win there from 6th on the grid. Just ahead from was Drew Cam in 5th on the grid, but finishes in 2nd in the Ferrari. Riley, great jump from 11th to 3rd in the Mercedes-Benz. The Alpine of Harley in 4th. The 2 Red Bulls of Baguette and Wolsey, 5th and 6th on the grid. After the race, not on the grid, on the leaderboard. Ryan in the Williams in 7th. Friendly Dutch and Mazman Infidel in the AlphaTauris are 8th and 9th. Blumchum in the Williams, followed by Mutsnuts in the Aston Martin. 12th is the Hunter in the Alfa Romeo. Orange Dax in the Haas was 14th. 15th was Mr. J in the Aston Martin. Fingers in the Mercedes-Benz, had a little accident and ended up 16th. And 17th, and last, but by no means least, because he had the fastest lap of the race with a 1:34.7, was Mental Steve, or Mad Max as he's otherwise known. There you go, that's done. Finished. Finito. That race is no more. There's the full rundown. So we have got one big race to go. Nice, wasn't it? Yeah, just waiting for the race to start. Everyone should ready up pretty quickly. There's no reason why they won't be readying up quickly for this one. Soon straight in to the race, of course. Right, just want to check something. Does it work? Yes, it does. Cool. So, round 5 China. This is late night racing. Here on Black Flag Racing TV. It's been an interesting season thus far. We've seen some thrills, some spills, and but ultimately Dunners, your 2-time champion for late night racing, currently leads the way yet again in the Ferrari. Has anyone got anything to offer to beat Dunners? As it stands at the moment, he just looks so consistent. And the irony is actually Dunners doesn't win huge amounts of races. You don't see Dunners winning race after race after race. Like so in some F1 leagues, particularly ones that I'm involved in, you see the same kind of guy winning over and over and over again. I'm saying 1 or 2 winning over and over again. And generally they're the ones that then go on to win the championship. But you don't really see that with Dunners. What you do see is consistency. And you see great strategy. And you see places gained. And he's always kind of there or thereabouts. And look, he does win races, isn't it? It's not like he goes for the entire season without winning, but he's not always the one top of the tree. That's spread out a little bit, but what he does is he finishes consistently in the big point scoring positions. And ultimately, that's what you need. I don't recall ever seeing Dunners with a DNF. I could be wrong, but I think what's this? This is my 3rd season involved now with LNR. I've had the sort of part of a season and then a full season, and now this is the 3rd season. And he also races in Euro Trips on a Friday, and I don't recall Dunners ever having a DNF. I'm sure he can correct me if I'm wrong, but if that's the case, that's the reason why it looks so effortless and why he wins championships, because he doesn't get those DNFs. He's finding his way through. He's finding his way to avoid trouble, and he scores points all the time. So countdown has ensued. We are ready to go. Is this music the perfect size for this? Right now, we'll find out. close, but no cigar. Bit slow with loading in these guys. I don't know what the answer is. You can't really judge it with F122 as to when that countdown kind of starts and finishes. It's weird. It's not dictated by any rhyme or reason. So here we go. We had that 5-lap little blast to sort out the men from the boys, from the girls, from the men, from the boys. Just waiting for everybody now to check in. Which will happen eventually. I don't know why. We have this kind of lull. And it means that I have to think of rubbish to talk about. I could talk about what else is going on Black Flag TV. We've talked about all the F1 stuff this week. We've got GT3 races tomorrow. The start of the GT3 Championship. Black Flag GT3 Championship, that is. And this season 3. Can anyone beat Kevin? Kevin's two-time champion in the GT3 class. Can anyone even get close to the resident alien? We'll see. Competition starts tomorrow. Thursday after Smoking Pirelli's F1, we are a new season of Gauntlets. So looking forward to that. So we are about to start our formation lap and carry on. Nattering while the formation lap goes around. It's going to be 14 laps here around Shanghai. Right, yes, so Thursday we've got that. Obviously F1 on Friday as usual. Then we go into a weekend full of World Cup action. All of the action from Division 3 of the GTC World Cup starts at 11:30 UK time. It's kind of like that sort of. It's mid-afternoon in the US and 11:30 at night here in the UK for Division 3. That is a 2-hour race. Once that's done, 2.5 hours after that broadcast has started, we go again with all the action from Division 2, and that's from about 2 a.m. UK time. And then I'm a very, very tired little boy, and I go and have a little snooze. But not for long, because I'm back on Sunday evening for round 3 of the WSR Porsche Cup. Did 2 divisions last week to cover some sickness. The absolute carnage in the Academy division, but I should be back doing full Academy duties this week, unless of course I hear otherwise between now and then. Academy of course is in the Porsche Cayman, not the 911, like everybody else. My feelings on that have been made clear. I think everybody should be in the same car, irrespective of what division you're in. Particularly because those in the Academy spent all the time practicing the 911 to then not quite get in, go into the Academy and given a completely different car to drive, which to me just seems kind of counterproductive. But it is what it is, and dem's the rules, and you have to follow them rules and crack on with it. Right, so in a very strange order, they return to the line. It is Connor from Drucam. It is Riley from Harley, Baguette and Wolsey on row 3. Ryan and Friendly Dutch on row 4. It's the Mass Man Infidel on row 5 alongside Blum Chum. Mutts Nuts. 16 of them. That's a lot of nuts. 16 Mutts Nuts. That's 8 whole dogs. The Hunter joins him on row 6. Orange Dax and Dunners on row 7. Mr. J and Fingers are on row 8. And Crazy Dave is at the rear of the pack on 17th and row 9. Row 9. There we go. So in a minute we're going to have 5 lights come on, and this is a little bit of a clusterfuck getting back to the grid positions. There we go. We are eventually lined up. Shall we go? Who should we go with? Let's go with Baguette this time. See how well Baguette gets away. There we go. Right, we are ready. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5 lights. Don't close your eyes. Don't go away. Lights go out, and away we go. Good start from the Alpine of Harley. Already up into 3rd as they head down towards turn 1 for the first of 14 laps here in Shanghai. This is late night racing. And I don't know why. Why has it brought up the Bahrain thingy now? What the hell is going on? That is very, very odd. Because this thumbnail doesn't even belong on this. Let me turn that off for a minute while I get the right one. Doesn't even belong on this. It's gone it's all gone haywire, my system today. As soon as you ask it to do anything a little bit stressful, it goes a bit haywire. I will be speaking to Streamlabs shortly. Right, so anyway, Connor leads the way from Drew Cam in second, Harley in third. Talk amongst yourselves while I find the correct overlay. There it is. Open. Done. Don't know what's going on there. It was an old overlay from the irony is not even from this league. Strangely, that just randomly appeared on the broadcast for no apparent reason other than because it could. Lucky I noticed though, wouldn't it? So Connor leads from Harley. Harley up to second now. Drew Cam way down in 14th. Hasn't gone well for them. Riley up into third. Wolsey ahead of his teammate Baguette in fourth and fifth. The Infidel is ahead of his teammate Friendly Dutch in sixth and seventh. Blumchum in eighth. Dunners running in ninth position. Nuts in 10th. Mad Max is running in 11th. Not anymore. Nuts is dropping down that order into the pits. Looks like there is no wing on the front of that car, but I can't tell. Wait till it gets into the pit box, so we'll see. There is a wing, yes there is, but they're changing it out because it's broken. Oh yes, it's broken. Right, Connor still leads the way in the Alfa Romeo. Harley in second still in the Alpine. Tyres. Who's got what? So Connor is in the lead with the soft compound tyre. In fact, most drivers opting for the soft compound tyre, other than Harley and Friendly Dutch and Dunners, who started on the mediums. Nuts, Ryan and Mr. J now on those medium tyres. Did they start on them? That is the burning, hunker burning question. But it matters not one bit. As Connor and Harley there's no real battle going on at the front there right now. Can we get a rethink of a remix of what? Of my song? Can you bollocks? No. Not happening. Not today. Connor lead from Harley. It's Baguette up into third. She's looking pretty darn racy today. Is Baguette. And she's not even French. She's not French and she's not made out of bread. But she is really, really tall and brown. And a little white and squidgy in the middle and crusty on the outside. Which is why they call her Baguette. There's Wolsey. He's made out of brick. And he's in the Red Bull. And at the moment is a brick wall that Riley is struggling to get past. Riley running in 5th position. I keep looking at the stream expecting something to go wrong. Because it has gone horribly wrong. Nearly every button I've pressed today on the stream deck hasn't worked. And yet when I ran the test earlier, everything worked perfectly. It's because I don't get no space in between broadcasts no more. Infidel and Friendly Dutch are battling it out. And and the Infidel is going to explode into a ball of flames. Sorry, mate, but however you might like to think you can, let me tell you something.
You can't park that there, mate. You can't park that there, mate.
Get back on the track, son. He's now down in 12th, Infidel. Orange Dax in 13th. Nuts is in 14th. Ryan 15th. Mr. J 16th. And my old mate Daryl Fingers, so called because he steals from every shop he's ever been in. And he wears fingerless gloves. He looks like Fagin. They've all stopped, which is why they are running 14th to 17th. But there is your race leader. He opted to start on those soft compound tyres. He's not pulling away from Harley though. Harley on the medium tyres, which is going to set him in good stead later on in this race. because being on those mediums means he can go longer. And does he make this move stick? He's round the outside. They are side by side. Inside line for Connor. Can he get better traction on those soft compound tyres? And it looks like Harley has made that move stick. Look at a switcheroo for Connor. He makes that switcheroo. Scottish driver back up in the lead. And again, a switcheroo back. And Harley's going to take this back. Or does he? It's Alpine versus Alfa Romeo. And right now, it is anyone's race. And they are racing so clean and fair, and the cameraman's a freaking idiot. There we go. Look at that. That is a really, really clean race we got there. Harley through again. Can he make it stick and hold on this time? Connor again coming back at him. This is full on racing from these two drivers. Racing fair, racing clean, racing hard. And while they're going at it, Baguette there is just getting dragged into that battle. A little bit wide there from Connor. That gives Harley just that little bit of breathing room. But now Baguette wants in on the action. She's not having any of this. There's DRS, the wing open for Connor. The wing open for Baguette. Again, butting it out into turn one. They go. Sorry, penultimate turn they go. Sorry, not turn one, idiot. Can't count, won't count. Right, so yeah, great battle between them three at the moment. Baguette just not quite there, but not far off. As Connor makes that dive, and with the grip, takes it, then loses it. And now the little switcheroo. This time Harley doesn't leave that door open. No way through for you. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Harley leads from Connor. Baguette's in third. Quick jump back while these two are battling it out. Riley and Dunners having a little battle there. Dunners has made his way right through the order. Said to you earlier, this is why this guy is a double LNR racing champion. He's up to fifth already, and he's putting Riley, who's had a real resurgence this season, and really kind of there or thereabouts, just outside that top three. And certainly within a good shout of taking a podium at the end of this season. But he is under some pressure from the double world champion Dunners right now, as Harley just starting to pull away from Connor. But look at that, Riley doing whatever he can to hold Dunners. And Riley just turning to Dunners and saying, I don't care what you're doing while I'm on these soft tyres.
Denied.
And that's what's happened. He has been denied. But Harley in a great position out in front. Remember, he is on those medium tyres and starting now to pull away from Connor, who's on the soft compounds. Is this where Baguette makes her move? Baguette now really troubling Connor. And this is the thing. This is going to allow Harley just to pull away. If Baguette is really troubling Connor. What happened to Connor? Oh, Connor's dived into the pits. So he's decided to go a little bit earlier and get rid of those soft compound tyres. Dunners does finally get through. Up into third he goes. Riley tucked in behind him. DRS wide open, trying to find a way to gain back that position. So as it stands, this is as we've passed, we're almost at the halfway point. We will be by the time I finish waffling through this freaking lot. So Harley leads away, 1.9 seconds clear of Baguette, who has moved up into second position. And she's a girl driving a car and she's not crashed. Dunners running in third. 5.8 seconds back from that front two. What sort of inroads can he make now? He's on the medium tyres. He's got a few laps he can go yet before his pit window finally opens. Baguette. What happened to Baguette? Something went horribly wrong because now Baguette is down to fourth and Drucam in the other Ferrari trying to find a way through. So she went a little bit squirrely. Something went a little bit wrong. And yeah, what did I say? Commentator's courtesy. I made the rather poor taste joke about girls not being able to drive, and then she proved that girls can't fucking drive. Drucam in fifth, with Friendly Dutch back in sixth place. Friendly Dutch in the Alpha Tauri. Then it's an age. It is a monster amount of time back to Connor. Bear in mind that they all have pit beyond this point, except for Infidel. And Infidel is not going too well because everybody in their proximity has pit. They've still got to come in. As we see Riley, Baguette and Drucam all diving in to the pits. What about Infidel? When does Infidel come in? Have they left it too long and now find themselves going to get swallowed up by all the cars around them when they finally do pit? Excuse me. Running down the order is Blumchum rounding out the top 10 with Mad Max in 11th, Ryan in 12th, The Hunter is in 13th, the Bee's Knees, all 8 dogs in 14th, Mr. J in 15th, and Orange Dax in 16th, followed only by the one, the only, the enigmatic qualified referee, and my friend Daryl. Fingers 27 at the back of the pack. And it's been a while, Daryl, we haven't spoken. Hello. I basically, right, I call Daryl a wanker on YouTube more than I actually speak to him, and we've actually known each other for about 15 years. Sad, really. It's our first DNF of the race, and it's Orange Dax. And he's called Orange Dax because he survives on purely a diet of carrots and what's-its. And it's turned him orange. His fingers are orange, his face is orange, and most importantly, his butthole is bright orange. That's why it's called Orange Dax, but he's out of this race. And those that can pit now under the safety car are doing so. And that leaves us with an interesting finish to this race, because those out in front, no real loss in track position. It's practically a free pit stop when it's done under safety car circumstances. So Harley leads the way, in and out very quickly, Harley, which is a complaint that his girlfriend often mentions. But we won't go on about it. Connor running in second, did manage to get back up there into that top 3. But look who's also managed to worm their way in there. It's Dunners, the 2-time reigning champion, is up into that top 3. And obviously we'll close the gap on Harley and Connor under this safety car. Wolsey into 4th. Much better performance from him this week. Friendly Dutch is up to 5th. Blumchum is running 6th. Riley in 7th. Mad Max is in 8th. Baguette has somehow managed to tank all the way down to 9th. The Hunter is in 10th. Mutts Nuts, 8 dogs. Mutts Nuts 16. In 11th, just ahead of his teammate Mr. J. Well, just ahead. If you count 17 seconds, I suppose 17 seconds is just ahead when you're walking down the high street. When you're driving at 180 to 200 miles an hour, 17 seconds might as well be a fucking mile. Massman Infidel is 1.4 back in 13th. Ryan, not a great race for him in the Williams, is running in 14th. This even be better on Friday with Eurotrips F1. Drew Cam on he's on the Ferrari. He's not in it. He's on it. In 15th place, and 52 seconds back is Fingers in his little Mercedes Benz. And we're gonna next week we're gonna take his stabilisers off and let him drive all by himself like a big boy. Darren, I'm really sorry, man. We are still friends. At least I like to think we're still friends. I'm genuinely concerned that, well, next time we meet up, you're going to fucking slap me properly hard. To be fair, I'd probably deserve it. But I will hit you back. In the cock. Right. So, safety car circumstances, behind which is the best of the 2 safety cars. The AMG, much better safety car than the Aston Martin. Yeah, look, the Aston Martin's a good car, but I just think that AMG GT3 Mercedes just looks absolutely gorgeous. Really, really good looking motor car, that AMG GT3 car. Just so good. And much more fun to drive than the Aston Martin in that GT3 class, and GT4 to be fair as well. So, we've had the rundown. We know where everyone's at. We know what's going on with Black Flag over the next few days. Interesting story, right? Now, don't hold me to this because I don't know that this is going to pan out. Right? In fact, I don't think it's going to pan out. So everyone else knows. Well, some of you know. My eldest boy Lewis he works quite high up in IT. He's also been playing online games for years alongside his brother, who's a professional gamer at this stage. But anyway, so he approached me the other day, and he's been approached by a friend of his, safety car in this lap, by the way, who operates big money competitions for World of Warcraft, and they're desperately crying out for shoutcasters. Now, I haven't played World of Warcraft for about 12, 13 years, maybe more than that, probably close to 15 years. But they've been watching the YouTube channel and apparently might be interested in talking to me about commentating some World of Warcraft. I don't quite know what that entails. Essentially, oh look, the dog just shot the ghosty man, or something along those lines. But watch this space. If it happens, I'll let you know, obviously. But yeah, it's one of the weirdest requests I've had, and I've had a couple of weird ones, really weird ones. Someone actually asked if I did Mario Kart. I can't tell you whether they were actually winding me up or not. Anyway, back to the real reason we are here, which is some proper motor car racing in the Formula 1 classes. So let's go on board with Friendly Dutch, shall we? We know he can be quick from the start. As they round that final turn and get on the power, safety car became Harley. Harley became the leader, and off he trotted up the road. Fingers with 3-second penalties in the pits again. That boy is loving it in the pits today. Not going too well for him. Padwank, no, I'm joking. Friendly Dutch can't make the run on Wolsey. Tyres to the end. What have we got? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. He's on the softs, of course. That's a great run. That's a great run against those medium tyres. A little bit deep into the corner, though, so couldn't make that move stick. Absolutely melting. It makes it stick now, though. Friendly Dutch up into fourth. He's on a charge. Out in the lead is Harley. He's on the soft compound tyre. He's got Connor 1.3 seconds behind him. It's going to be difficult to chase down him on those soft compound tyres. Dunners in third. He's right up behind Connor. And this is where the Scotsman needs to just check behind himself and make sure he's not leaving any gaps. Now, don't get me wrong, Dunners is not the sort to be chucking his car into gaps that aren't there. He won't go into the blind spot. He won't chuck his car into the blind spot through a corner and risk his car. You know, he wants you to know that he's there when he makes the move so he can get through cleanly. That said, you do not want him all over the back of you. And where we've got another DNF, this time it's Fingers is the DNF. Where on the track as he finished just by sector 2. So he's done. He's finished. He is no more. I don't have to worry about insulting him because Fingers has died. And his funeral will be next week, Tuesday, about 11:30, so we can get racing first. Right, so time for a rundown. Not much has changed in all fairness. Connor still leads from... No, hang on, where's Harley? Where's Harley? Harley's gone into the pits. Why has he gone into the pits? That is the ultimate question. That could prove to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen. He could have and probably should have taken his car to the end of the race. Now, unless he had significant damage, I don't understand the thought process there. He had track position. He was well in the lead of this race. He was in control. He had the driver behind him, Connor, was on the medium tyres. So unless he crashed and had significant damage, then, and unfortunately I haven't got a replay option here on F1 like I do on GT7. Just touch of a button for a little replay, but we haven't got it here. So I can't go back and see what happened to Harley to cause him to do that. He's going to have to come on, and you're going to have to come on and tell me what happened. that was... unless he had some damage, that is Ferrari strategy all day long. I'm leading the race. My tyres are going to take to the end, so I'm going to go and do something really fucking stupid. And to be fair, bearing in mind that my dog is called Harley and my dog is also fucking stupid. You're in good company, my friend. You're in good company. I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. Hello, Pink Eye. Welcome to the group. Pink Eye is very, very, very quick. Very, very, very quick. In F1, probably one of the, if not the quickest driver I've seen in a long time. So, Connor leads from Dunners. Dunners has fought his way up into the top 3. Now on soft tyres, he's going to be chasing down Connor for, hopefully, a couple of laps. We really want the safety car to come in this lap. Gives us 3 racing laps. At least. Please come in. Friendly Dutch up into 3rd. It's been a while since we've seen him in and amongst the business end. Wolsey, he's Pink Eye is really, really good. Wolsey running in 4th position. He's having a good race today, is Wolsey. It's because it's midweek and he's not on the sauce. Friday nights, different kettle of fish. By the time racing starts, he's usually halfway through a crate of Budweiser. Blumchum. Your Blumchum, my Blumchum, everyone's a Blumchum. He's, of course, the reigning... what's the word? Constructors, that's the word I was looking for. Reigning Constructors champion. One half of it, of course. The other half is not here this evening in Moggy. So Blumchum running in 5th, and Riley in 6th. Mental Dave is in 7th. Orange Dax has left the session, probably to go and buy some Watsits. Baguette is running in 8th. Hunter in 9th. Muds Nuts, 8 Dogs in 10th. Ryan in 11th. 12th is Mr. J. Really want that little sign to pop up now, please. Drew Cam in the Ferrari in 13th. Massman Infidel in 14th. 15th is Harley on his crazy strategy. Safety car is indeed in this lap. Now, the only thing I can imagine is that Harley is assuming that 14 cars are going to plough into a wall somewhere in the next 3 laps, and all have to go in and pit, and then he's just going to go wee through the middle, or he's just messing around. He wants to see if he can charge through the field. So let's have a little. What should we go on board with? I think we go with Friendly Dutch again, because then we got a good view of the 2 out ahead. So bobbing and weaving and bobbing and getting some heat into those tyres. They want them nice and soft and sticky and gooey, because they want to get the traction, particularly out of the final corner. And then into turn 1, they want them to be sticky, so they hold that road and they can carry as much speed as they care through turn number 1. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So, ideal for us is that we see some big moves early on from some of these guys, without coming together, of course, would be good. So here we go. We are underway yet again. That is Friendly Dutch. That is your view ahead. You can see Connor and Dunners just trying to make some distance. Now Connor is going to be on the last lap under pressure from Dunners, who's on soft compound tyres and will have some DRS available. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be, if Connor wins this race, it's going to be an epic performance from him. To hold Dunners off. Harley with a 3-second time penalty. That penalty is for stupidity. That's what it is. It's for going into the pits and putting tyres on when you didn't need to. That's what it is. It's an idiot tax. I'm only joking, I really consider you to be an idiot. I just realised I'm properly laying into you, and I don't really know you as well as I know Fingers, who I can lay into in that way. Right, so Dunners and Friendly Dutch really trying to put the screws in on Connor. Looking down the order, Ryan and Muts Nuts having a little ding dong. Ryan now out of this race. There is a penalty for Muts Nuts, a penalty for Infidel. Harley is on a charge, to be fair. He's already up to 10th. What about Dunners though? Can he make this move? Just going to come round. We're going to complete the penultimate lap. Really close coming out of there. If he gets really good traction out of this final corner, Connor could be in for a surprise. Here we go. Connor picks up a penalty. Dunner has pressured. Dunner, there's no S on the end of his name. Dunners has pressured him into a mistake. And that mistake is going to cost him, excuse me, the lead of this race. Connor now, despite that, and Harley has retired from the session. So, I'm wondering now if that was some sort of damage on the car, why he pit. So actually, he's not an idiot. He's someone who actually needed to pit the car. And 8 Dogs has retired from this race, as well as another DNF. So Connor leads from Dunners. He's going to lose first place, so Dunners is going to take. I was saying earlier how he doesn't win every race, but he does finish there or thereabouts. And he only goes and fucking wins. Thanks very much, Dunners. Friendly Dutch in 3rd, Wolsey in 4th, Blumchum in 5th, Riley is in 6th, Mad Max in 7th, Baguette, she's in 8th, ahead of the Hunter, Drew Cam in 10th, Massman Infidel is in 11th, and Mr. J is in 12th. And we've lost 8 Dogs, Harley, Ryan 1995, Fingers 27, and Mr. Tango What's It himself, Orange Dax. So Dunners, not content with getting this done with penalties, wants it done on the racetrack, and he makes that move, as does Freddie Dutch's Donner. What's going on with Connor? Connor's had an absolute nightmare. It's not only going to be one place,
mate.
it's going to be loads. Oh, you've got to feel for Connor there, battling with it. And Friendly Dutch takes the win over Wolsey. Dunners ends up in 3rd. What an absolute stonking finish to that race. Friendly Dutch, and I'm not saying he was in 3rd, but from nowhere, snatches victory from the jaws of defeat, while Dunners behind him chooses to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. What a race that was. Driver of the day is Crazy Dave, back in, he was mid-table-ish. So, what an insane finish that was. But there's your winner. Winner, chicken dinner. There we go. What else can you say other than...
Johnny loves Chachi!
That was awesome. No, awesome performance.
Wow, is it very nice?
Yes, very, very nice indeed. Your winner, out from nowhere, Friendly Dutch. Dunners does get himself on the podium, but we'll be really disappointed with that. So, full classified rundown ensues. Friendly Dutch takes the bulk of the points, 29 points for him. Connor in 2nd. Sorry, that's overall points. This is the ones I want. Friendly Dutch wins from Wolsey. Dunners in 3rd. That was a lovely win, wasn't it, Grimy? Lovely win from nowhere as well. Wolsey with the fastest lap, 36.2 there. Dunners in 3rd, Riley in 4th, and the clock starts ticking down. Mad Max in the McLaren in 5th. Blumchum comes home in 6th. Baguette home in 7th. The Hunter was home in 8th. Connor, devastated, home in 9th place. Drew Cam in 10th. Mr. J in 11th. Mazman Infidel, I kill you, in 12th. 8 Dogs in 13th. Harley in 14th. Ryan in 15th. And then we've got Fingers and Orange Dax did not finishers. What a race. That was a Laura laughs. Really enjoyed that. That was fan-dabby-dozy. Absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. What can you say other than, yeah, brilliant stuff all round. Did not expect that 14 laps ago. But there we go. It is finished. And everyone is happy. Yeah, that was pretty damn good, actually. You can't be disappointed with that, can you? Can you really? Can you be disappointed with that? I don't think you can. I think you can look at that and say that was a pretty decent race all round. Leaderboard-wise, it mixes things up a bit because Harley, we thought, was going to be in a really strong position to take the big win there, and it didn't happen. Then, you know, we thought we saw Dunners making the charge on I forgot his fucking name. Yeah, we saw Dunners making the charge on Connor. And that didn't happen either, surprisingly. Very surprisingly. And then, from nowhere, Friendly Dutch just said, you know what? If you lot can't decide who's going to win this race, I frickin' will. And when he did, great result from him. 29 points picked up for him today. Wolsey picking up 27. Riley picking up 27 also. 19 points for Drew Cam. 16 today for Baguette. 15 picked up by Dunners. Could have picked up more then. Probably should have done. Harley picking up 12 points. Mad Max with 10. Lovely juicy points today. Blumchum picking up 9. Ryan, his teammate, picking up 6. 4 for the Hunter. 2 for Mazman Infidel. Mr. J gets a 0. Fingers gets a 0. Danny, don't know where he went. Danny didn't. We didn't see him in race number 2. Disappeared. But he's still on the sheet for some unbeknownst to me reason. But there we go. How was that? Happy with that? Anyone got a problem with how that turned out? I don't think so. I'm pretty pleased with it. So next up, there's nothing else this evening, of course. 2 broadcasts enough. You can hear my voice is starting to. Ever since I had that really bad bug where I lost my voice, it's been struggling ever since. But yeah, nothing else this evening after this. This is done and dusted. We move on. We've got some more action for you from Formula 1 on Thursday. It's just GT racing tomorrow. There is something possibly very exciting coming up for Friday evenings. Very possibly, and we're still in discussions, we might be bringing some Assetto Corsa action here to Black Flag Racing TV, and it's about bloody time, I tell you. I've had that game for ages, and we planned on kind of doing it and just never got round to putting anything together. Just haven't had the time. Black Flag's only had the time, not with all the World Championships and the external championships we're racing at the moment. As a team, we just haven't had the time to put in any effort into Assetto Corsa, but we may have some Assetto Corsa stuff for you coming up in the very, very near future. Anyone that's into their GT racing, particularly GT7, and wants to find out what happened to the cars after the latest update, if you look on our page here, look down the bottom, we recommend a page for PM10 Racing. Paul is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He does a lot of videos he does a lot of lap guides and stuff for us. He races with us on a Wednesday. Does a lot of really cool stuff. One of the things he did was test every single GT3 car in the game in a hill climb since the update, and has given a full rundown on the best and worst. Top speeds, you know, the 0 to 60s, how long it takes to do that hill run time, all of those things. And you know, it's about half hour long. It's not the shortest video in the world, but it is really, really funny, and it's got some great stuff in there. So check it out immediately. Do it now. If you don't yet, if you've gone, why are you still here? Go and check that video out. As for other bits and pieces, of course, we've got World Cup stuff coming up over the weekend. I can show you actually the sort of stuff we've got coming up. So because we're already doing that. We're doing it right. Down in the left-hand corner, of course. We've got some more smoking porridge.
It's Friday night, and the drinks are on my mind.
Tomorrow is the start of the GR3 championship at Grand Valley with
The decision sets in,
on Thursday.
one that will turn your skin.
Fabulous GT racing competition.
The love is right, let them have their time.
It's one on that start of the event.
And I have this notion let's keep these wheels in motion. In motion. But until then you'll leave your words will lay on.
Impeccable timing there from Pirate, of course, returning right at the opportune memento. Look at that, loading in. 28 laps ahead of us here at China. And if it's anything like the last 14 laps, it's gonna be awesome. It would be nice to see some people staying on the track for just that little bit longer this time. Now, can Harley do anything this race that isn't going in at stupid time for tyres? Don't quite understand that thought process just yet. But then you do have to wonder whether there was some sort of injury to the car, of course, because shortly afterwards he quit. Well, not quit, but the car quit on him, shall we say. Again, very, very long loading times in between. Has to be said. Has to be said. Can they make these loading times any shorter? Or at least put something in between to improve? It's not a beer, it's only Tuesday. It's Pepsi. It's too late for coffee, but I still need some form of caffeine. Yeah, just to keep me upright, to keep me going. Right, so another formation lap, followed by 28 laps of Shanghai. It could be worse, couldn't it? It could be Monaco. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep. Someone said Monaco. So, what does Friendly Dutch do this time? Now, obviously, Harley really lost out by not finishing. Harley's actually outside that top 13. So the guys, to be fair, Danny's pretty quick back there as well. So we've got Danny, we've got Harley. They're currently leading the championship, but way down in 13th and 16th for the feature race. Connor's been looking quick all day. Dunner's clearly been looking quick. He's going to want to avenge that cock-up. Well, not necessarily a cock-up, but that finish to the first race. Certainly, Friendly Dutch has shown he's got phenomenal pace, and we'll be looking to push that forward. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen over this next 28 laps here at Shanghai. This is late night racing around number 5 at Shanghai Circuit in China. Black Flag Racing TV, of course. If you didn't know, how the hell did you find us? All making their way around to the start finish line, and we will see who gets the best start. Do we lose anyone in turn 1? I'm taking bets. A quid. I'll tell you what. Little competition for you. A little bit of friendly competition. Hold the line corner while I set this up, of course. It's going to take me a couple of seconds to set this up. Oh, it shouldn't take too long. I was looking in the right place for a start, of course. It's not there. It is very foggy. Don't know if we can even see the lights. We may well do. So let's go with Baguette this time. See how well we get the start. Is there a bug? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Finally. We are going to get cracking. And that's 5 lights. They'll go out and we are yet again away. And this is I can't see where anyone is. It's very foggy here at China. Do we get some rain here by any chance? Into turn 1 they go. And out of turn 1 they come. And it looks like everyone behind is pretty much okay. Good start from everybody. Drew Cam in this is looking very similar to the last race, isn't it? Drew Cam in the lead. Connor in second. The Hunter in third. Mad Max making the move on Blumchum up into fourth. He will go E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Look at that move from Baguette as Dunners not having the greatest of forays forward. Did start to make a bit of an inroad, but it was stopped in its tracks. Blumchum ahead of Dunners, and Friendly Dutch involved in there. Harley up to 9th already. That's a great start from Harley. Already involved there with Dunners and Friendly Dutch. And Harley making the move on Friendly Dutch. Winner, of course, in the last race. And up into 8th goes Harley. Can he keep the car on the road for all 28 of your finest juicy laps today? Infidel and Danny both making a move on Ryan. He's dropping right down. And then Danny. What's happened to Danny? Oh, Danny. That can't park that there, mate. You cannot do it.
You can't park that there, mate.
Terrible from him. And I'm sure he's changed his name. It was something else earlier. Wasn't it WRX Danny? No, it's FRC Danny. Who knows? Who knows? Right. Anyway. There's Drew Cameron's front. Right. Does anybody recognise? And you know, I'm not giving out any prizes for it. Just type in chat if you know what this is. Answers on a postcard. And I will send you a picture of Jimmy Savile touching a goat, if you can get it right. No, just it's interesting to get a kind of idea of the kind of audience we've got. And there's our first retirement from the race. There's our first safety car, and it's Baba Connor. Obviously wants to go back to the rolling hills of Scotland, and there he is, broken, beaten, and in the wall. Bye-bye, Connor. Hello, safety car number 1. And it's not an actual safety car, it's just a virtual safety car. It's a pretend safety car. It wouldn't be, you're right, it wouldn't be a Tuesday night without a Connor DNF. It wouldn't be a race night without a Connor DNF. Very, very true. But to be fair, you've been looking racy all day and probably didn't deserve that. What do I give a shit? It's entertaining for everybody else. Do it again! Do it again! Dance for me, monkey. Dance for me. I'll throw peanuts. I'll give you coin. You give me booty. How about that? Drew Cam leads the way from the Hunter under the virtual safety car. Mental Dave. Mad Max is in 3rd. Baguette is in 4th. Blum Chum is in 5th with Harley in 6th. Friendly Dutch, winner last time out, in 7th. 8th is Dunners. 9th is Riley Fingers in 10th. Infidel. Oh, do you want it? Oh, you can have it.
I crashed. You crashed? How are you coming fast?
Okay. Just for you, my friend. Just for you. Wolsey running in 12th. Ryan is in 13th. A virtual safety car has gone now. Oh, Danny is in 15th. And there is a spin from Mr. J. And
You can't park that there, mate.
what I want to know is, where has 8 dogs gone? I'm very disappointed that we've lost 8 dogs from this particular race. So, Drew Cam leading the charge as it stands. He's got the Hunter with him. And they're starting already to pull away. It'll be good. It'd be good to get up there in a podium. Not for me, because I said girls can't drive. That is an interesting line through there. The Hunter does survive, just by virtue of them two being a little bit further ahead of everybody else. So Drew Cam leads the way from the Hunter. It is Mad Max in 3rd with Baguette in 4th. Blumchum making that move on Baguette, and she's like, girls' lives matter too, and me too, and he's like, I don't give a fuck, move over, I'm 4th. And she's like, okay, and then Harley says, let me have a go. And she's like, for fuck's sake, man, I don't want to be in 6th. And Harley's like, I don't give a shit. and he's up into 6th briefly until Baguette's like, fuck this shit, man, I'm going to prove the girls can drive faster than boys, and she's now up into 5th. How long is she in 5th? Well, at the moment it's quite a battle between these two. Harley around the outside, he's trying, and he does again succeed to get up into 5th, and Baguette dropping down to 6th position. Dunner's in 7th place. He is probably still stewing a little bit from not bringing the race home in that last corner in the race previously. But shit happens, mate. You're double world champion, suck it up. Friendly Dutch, winner last time out, is running in 8th. Tucked in behind him is O'Reilly in the Mercedes-Benz. Can he put any goals? He's certainly getting closer with that rear wing wide open to the world, showing the world how quick they can go. A little bit wide coming out there though, and not getting the run on Friendly Dutch he would have liked. Drew Cam, fastest lap of the race for a very, very brief moment, and then Blumtom said, fuck, that's not yours, man, and takes it for himself like a greedy little thief. Woolsey makes the move on Ryan. Ryan is in 10th. Infidel, or Friendly Dutch moving down that order as he goes into the pits. He's done it in 11th. Danny, stop driving like a big fanny. He's running in 12th. Sorry, man. He's ahead of Mr. J. Don't drive on driving to Mr. J. Friendly Dutch in 14th, just come out of the pits. And Fingers is in the pits, and he's 22.7 seconds back. I get the feeling this is not Fingers' favourite track, because he's not having the best of times here. So there's your race leader. He's really good at leading races. Drew Cam in the Ferrari, the Snapdragon AWS Richard Mille Ferrari. That's pretty much all he's good for, is an advertising hoarding. As a race car, the 2022 Ferrari was not very, very good. But, you know, it is what it is. It's Ferrari, it's red, and yeah. The Hunter, he is hunting down a place on the top step of the podium, and he's going to do that from somewhere in pit lane. Hey, pit lane, man, pit lane. That was very American. In the pit lane. Fucking pit lane. It's not where houses are, mate. Harley up into 2nd as people start piling into the pits. Let's have a look at tyre choices. Every single person on the racetrack is on medium tyres except one. Fingers. He just has to be different. Oh, look at me. I've got special tyres on. My tyres are different from everybody else. Bollocks, Joe. No, he's on the hard compound tyres, which actually, to be fair, is not a bad shout. He can run longer and deeper into the race than everybody else, and that'll work out well for him. Probably not, because he's 24 seconds back, and he's on slower tyres now. So yeah, it's. I predict a DNF for Fingers in the next 11 laps. Lap 6 of 28. We've got 23 more laps to go here at Shanghai. And right now, Drew Cam is your race leader. 1.7 seconds he leads over Harley in the Alpine. And still don't understand the move in race number 1 when he went in for soft tyres right at the end under the safety car. It made him look a bit like an Alpinus, but we'll find out at some point before next week why he did what he did. And that is the fastest lap of the race for the Wood Alpine F1 racing team. Mad Max running in 3rd in the lead. McLaren 1.6 seconds back. Dunner's just outside that top 3. Half a second is the gap back to him. There is Blumchum running in 5th. Sent off, actually. We've got any penalties? We've got no penalties on there. Let's not worry about that. Blunchon running in 5th. Baguette is in 6th, down 2 places. Riley in 7th. Remains where they were. Wolsey up 1 into 8th place, ahead of Ryan, who is up 5. Danny's gained 6 places. 1 place gain for Infidel. Then big losers. We've got big loser in Hunter. 10 places lost there. 14 places lost for Connor. Well, in fact, he's more than 14 because he's being lapped consistently with broken car at the side of the road, with bits of his brain splattered up against that wall, are being lapped repeatedly. So by the end of it, it'll be down enough places. But look at that big gain from Harley. 11 places gained by Harley this race thus far. And we're only on lap 7 of 28. If he gains another 11, he will only have gained 1 place. He'll be in 1st. And there is the move to take that position. Didn't last very long, but very nearly got it done. Tucked in behind Drew Cam. Can he force a Drew Cam error? When you're defending this hard, sometimes it can get really, really tricky to still pick the correct lines, still get that car turned in, get the braking points right, get all of those other things right, while you're now thinking about something else as well. You're thinking about defending. You're thinking about, okay, I need to take a different line through here because I don't want to leave the door open for him. And all of a sudden now you're second guessing yourself. Your lap times start to be affected. You get a wheel on the grass, you lose that place. No, you hold on. Then you get the pressure again, keeps coming. And I'll tell you what, it can be very, very difficult in there. Penalty picked up by Infidel for not reading the Quran 5 times a day. And yeah, that's why he got his penalty. So Drew Cam still leads from Harley, but Harley is keeping that pressure on. Lap 8 of 28 here. We are with Late Night Racing. This is the Shanghai circuit in China. I'm Urban Pirate. This is Black Flag Racing TV. And I tell you what, it's awesome stuff going on right now. Great race, first time out. Friendly Dutch with a brilliant steal, almost on the line. And talking of Friendly Dutch, it's commentator's curse strikes again, because Friendly Dutch is no more. He's an ex-driver. He was on the track. He is gone. And we'll have a look. We'll go on board with Fingers, and hopefully, to be fair, Fingers is so fucking slow that they would have rebuilt his car at the next bloody track by the time he gets there. So we should see in a minute on the right hand side what's left of Friendly Dutch. Somewhere there. And there he is, yes. He's broken. Very, 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 very broken. I don't even know that's a song, but it sounds like it should be. So, a lower cars into the pits. But significantly, very significantly, Harley comes out in the lead and immediately bins it. What an absolute tit. Well done, Harley. Does hold on to second place though. Gives that position back to Drew Cam. Loses the back end of that car. And yeah, unlucky mate. Unlucky, my friend. 2.9 seconds back now. Could have been in the lead of this race, but it didn't quite work out as they planned. Mad Max is running in 3rd. Blumchum in 4th. Dunners is in 5th. Baguette is in 6th. Riley running in 7th. Wolsey in 8th. Frook Danny. I don't know why we have to frook him, but frook him anyway. He's running in 9th. Ryan from 1995. And it's not the year he was born. That's he's actually a time traveller. And that's the year he visited us from. He's going to take some horse racing results back with him and become a millionaire in the late 90s, and he's going to spunk it all on Amstrad stock. No, he's not really. Mr. J in 11th position. Mazman 88 Infidel is running in 12th. Fingers way back in 13th, but he will get to close that gap significantly before the safety car comes back in. Lap 9 of 28 we are on. We are behind the safety car right now. The Mercedes AMG safety car, that is. It's dragging on a bit, isn't it? I'm joking. The action will continue very, very soon. So, so far from this race, we've lost Connor, we've lost Friendly Dutch, and we've lost the Hunter, down to just 13 runners. I wonder if any race has ever had so many DNFs as just one guy left, and then but he still has to finish the race. That'd be mental, wouldn't it? So, you know, you get to like lap, I don't know, 25, and every other car's crashes, there's one dude left, and he's still got to do, well, that's immense, that's crazy pressure, right? You've got to do 3 laps, but you've got no other cars on the track. You're going to win the race, but you have to finish. Right? Guaranteed you have to finish. Imagine, I think that's actually more pressure than if you've got cars around you. If you've got cars around you, you kind of just do your thing, you do your racing as you normally would. But if you're, yeah, I reckon that is big potential for cocking shit up. If that was the scenario. But at the moment, we've seen a couple of cock-ups. We saw Harley, when they came out of the pits, decide that actually going forward in a straight line wasn't preferable to turning sideways. Very lucky not to damage the car, to be fair. But now in second. Oh, yawning already. So Drew Cam leads from Harley, then Mad Max, Blumchum, Dunners, Baguette, Riley, Wolsey, and Danny, Ryan, Mr. J, Infidel, and Fingers. And the safety car will be in this lap, and we will have 18 more laps of juicy driving. Right, hang on. Right, Drew Cam leads the way from Harley. We're back underway here at Shanghai. Mad Max in third, trying to stick with them. 11 places gained by Harley. That's a brilliant start to this race. Blumchum running in fourth. Double world champion Dunners just behind in fifth position. Baguette is already out of DRS, and despite there not being any DRS yet anyway, but just drifting in and out of that DRS position. The first one of that top, in fact, the only person in the entire field of 13 that isn't where they started or higher, because actually lost a couple of positions. Everybody else on the racetrack has at least still where they started this race, or improved. So Baguette will want to do something about that. Of course, in order to do that, somebody else has to suffer. And what do we like? We like to see people suffer. Riley running in seventh. No pressure at the moment from Wolsey, really. No significant pressure anyway. In fact, no one's really putting any significant pressure on anybody, which is really disappointing. I'll tell you what is also really disappointing. I've got keyboard controls back now in GT7, and now I've got them in GT7. I really want them in F1, and I don't have them, and it's really not fair, and it makes me want to cry. So Harley's in the lead, has got back around Drew Cam. There's a big battle going on there. We look for the position of Dunners. We can see just behind. Blumchum not too far back, but there is a good battle, and that's a great run. Dunners got a great run going down to turn one on Mad Max in the braking zone, just not quite close enough. Has to back off, and of course it slows and slows and slows as you go through this corner into turn 2, changing direction before you get on that power. And here we go, on the power he goes. Can he get a better exit this time? Not quite as good as he did last time out. A little bit more work to do for him. It's Harley from Drukan, from Mad Max, from Dunners. There's Blumchummer, he's still involved in that battle. There's Baguette, she doesn't want to get left out. Riley can see the battle ahead as well. Danny moving up past Wolsey. And oh, look at that, that's a sideways. That's a sideways, Dunners. And unfortunately for you, my friend,
You can't park that there, mate.
so Dunners' charge is over out front. We are down to, what are we down to? We're down to 3 cars in that top 3, obviously, because it's fucking 3 positions. But, yeah, I mean, Blumchum's starting to just fall off the back of Mad Max now. Now we've lost Dunners. Dunners was really, really putting the screws in, but couldn't get that job done. There's a battle between Baguette and Blumchum. Baguette does make that move. Now loses it again and gains it back again. Determination. But Blumchum just wins out yet again. Good run here, possibly into turn 1. DRS is available. This might change something and change it very, very soon. This is lap 13 of 28. We're about to hit the halfway point. And clap your hands, clap your hands. Harley from Drukan, from Mad Max, from Blumchum, from Baguette, who briefly fought her way into the top 4 until Blumchum beat her off with a big shitty stick. And she had to run away. Danny making that move on Riley. Surprised me so much, it made me cough. But didn't make it stick. Riley with the old switcheroo back ahead. But oh my days, he's facing the wrong way.
You can't park that there, mate.
That is, well, he's behind fingers. And if you're behind fingers, you know your day has just got much worse. Because you're not going to get a reach around for a start. But also, it's a very, very daunting prospect, being back behind fingers. And you know what, I can slag off as much as I like that being last, because every race I do, I'm last. Unless I race with like in the days or something like that. But it is what it is. Right, so Harley leads the way. 2 seconds clear, 2.3 seconds clear. As it stands at the moment, we do want to have a look at tyre compounds. Everybody on the hards except for Dunners. Look at me, I'm Dunners. I'm a 2-time world champion. I want tyres different from everybody else. He's on the soft compound tyres. And put in the fastest lap to boot with a 1:37.0. Probably because he's driving very quickly to my house to punch me in my jaw for the crazy insult. It's difficult. They're all on hard compound tyres. The strategies aren't really that much different between them. Fingers have been on the hard tyres for a bit longer than everybody else. But yeah, obviously you have to change out quicker than everybody else as well. That's the halfway point. This is lap 14 of 28. We're going to do this all again for 14 more laps. Harley leads the way. 2.9 seconds now is the gap to Drukan. Drukan is being kept just within the sights of Mad Max at the moment, not letting them pull away, but it is allowing Harley just to make that nice big chunky distance out in the lead. Blumchum is doing well in 4th, still under pressure from Baguette. Baguette is not giving his battle up. She is very, very tenacious today. Does not want to give anything up to any of these guys. But at the moment, it's just that DRS train makes it very difficult, particularly if you're at the back of it, because every car in front of you has got a little bit of DRS, and you've got the dirty air from all of those cars just smacking you in the face like a big, dead, stinky fish. Not that I'm assuming today it's a stink like fish, but you know. Danny running in 6th place, good. run from him because he started well down the order. That's 2 of the McLarens in the top 6 cars, and 2 Red Bulls in the top 7, with Woolsey there just 1.9 seconds behind Danny. Dunners is who we want to look at because he's on the soft compound tyre. He's going to have to pit again, obviously. But one thing I will say about Dunners is strategy-wise, absolutely spotty the dog on. Look, he's out. He's a little bit out of sync in terms of track position because he had that little spin. But he's on racy tyres and should be about a second a lap faster. A second to 1.2 seconds a lap faster on the soft compound tyres in comparison to those hard compound tyres. Obviously, the trade-off is, of course, longevity. That you're losing time, but you're out for longer. Now, the way you do it, essentially, you just do the math in your head. So you work out what your loss is over X amount of laps you're going to be on the hard compound tyre compared to the soft. You work out whether it's 10 minutes, 15 or whatever it is. Then you work out how much time you'll gain being on the soft compound tyres, and you have to work out a happy balance between those two. And every driver will do that while they're driving. Infidel bringing up the rear. Half second behind Fingers. There's a battle going on there. As Blumchum makes the move on Mad Max. Does it stick though? Again, we find that overtakes are just not sticking. We see them made, but we don't see them stick. Old switcheroo here. Oh! And there's round and round Mad Max goes. And that is a problem because now here's Danny. Right hot on the tail of his teammate. Was there a little bumpy bump from his teammate coming through there then? Or from the Red Bull of Baguette? Was that what unsettled Mad Max's car? Or was it just getting a little bit too brave with the loud pedal and allowing that back end to flick around like a clitoris in a sex shop? But at the moment, the problem is not can Mad Max take Blumchum. It's can Mad Max stop his teammate Danny. He is tucked lovely in there behind Mad Max and showing some phenomenal pace at the moment is Danny. Phenomenal pace. Not got that move done this time. But big, wide. Door opens so wide that some foxes have come and nested in their front room. And that has allowed Danny just to slide in through behind Blumchum and already starting to try and close that gap on Blumchum in third. When does Dunners pit? Dunners is on those soft compound tyres. How much life is left in those? 8 laps done so far. There is, after this, there was about 12 laps remaining. So they're not going to last the distance. It's how far in they can last, though. Would be interesting to find out. So we can work out the pit window, of course. Infidel is running last, just second behind Fingers. Fingers behind his teammate Riley. We saw him facing the wrong direction, which dropped him down the order. Mr. J is ahead 1.1 seconds behind Dunners, who we also saw moving down the order after a spin. Woolsey is in 8th place in the Red Bull, 6/10 back from Ryan in the Williams. He's in Alpine on a different day of the week. This one. He's at the moment behind Baguette, 1.7 seconds. Baguette and Danny and Mad Max having a little battle there, and Baguette makes that move on Mad Max, and it looks like with that little DRS boost at the end, made it stick. Can Baguette now make the move back on Danny and get into that top 4? Or is Danny going to close on Blumchum and make it an interesting final few laps for those front 5? I mean, at the moment, Harley is away. Absolutely away. You can see here. You can see here just how far away. 6.6 seconds. And I mean, even if you look at the map down in the corner there, you can see that it's at least a corner ahead every single time. So you can see that Harley is accelerating towards the next corner while the car behind is braking for the previous one. And that just allows you to open a gap after gap after gap, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger. You don't have to push too hard. You get the gap. I mean, as it is now, 6.7 seconds. This is about managing that pace now, making sure that you've got the tyres and the fuel you need to get you to the end of the race without having to give up too much pace at the end and have people charging at you. In fact, you better, if you're going to give up pace, give up some now. There's 7 seconds there. You can manage that. You can allow that to drop down to sort of 2 or 3 seconds. Depends how brave you are. And then kind of build it back up again while you're kind of pushing. Right. Lap 18 of 20. I've got to stand up my back saying. Lap 18 of 28 laps here. We are at Shanghai in China. This is late night racing. For those of you who don't know, this was Black Flag's first foray into Formula 1 2022. So always going to be fond of these guys as we grow and grow and grow into other wonderful things. And some of these guys have been around since the very start. We've got some new people obviously join season after season as it develops. But there's your race leader, 7.5 seconds clear of absolutely anybody else. And that is anybody else. That is Drugan. He is 1.2 clear of Blumjump. They're starting to just open up gaps now. At the moment, no one's really challenging anyone. You've got Danny there, 1.9 ahead of his teammate, Crazy Dave. He's half a second behind Baguette. He's managed to move our way up into that top 4. The question is whether Danny can put pressure on. 3/10 back. There is a little bit of a battle going on, but can Baguette hold him at bay? Is there anything left in that tank for Baguette, just as a sort of buffer, a bit of ERS or something, just to keep Danny at arm's length? You know, similar to like when you put your hand on a midget's head and then he's just flailing his fists in front of you. That's kind of what you want to do to the car behind. You want them there. You want them kind of keeping you honest and pushing you along, but not close enough that they're putting you under any significant pressure. Talking of significant pressure, there's some. It comes in the shape of Woolsey, and Woolsey makes that on Mad Max. So is he going to rewrite this story in this Red Bull and start catching up with his teammate Baguette? Dunner's still running on those soft compound tyres, but not getting them really to do much work for him. As I say that, and into the pits he goes. What tyres is he going to put on? Nobody knows, and that's Woolsey facing in the wrong direction.
You can't park that there, mate.
If you build it, they will crash. So Woolsey down into ninth, and all that work, and it is for Jack shit, my friend. And Riley now making the move past Woolsey. Has Woolsey picked up a little bit of damage, maybe a little knock somewhere? Because here comes Infidel. Infidel is coming up behind and looking for a way through. Can Infidel make the move on Woolsey? Is Woolsey bugging his car to the point where he's going to have to concede some places to cars that were previously slower that are now going to be faster? Although it looks like he's regained his composure and starting to reopen the gap for Infidel, and that's a 3-second time penalty for Mazman 88 _ Infidel. Fingers running in 12th, Dunners running in 13th. I do apologise, I don't know why my Alexa's just gone off. Hold the line. Okay, I have no idea why Alexa just randomly set a 30-second alarm. probably something upstairs messing around, to be honest. Right, Harley leads the way still, 9.7 seconds over Drew Cam. This is all looking all too easy for Harley at the moment. Looking like a little drive at the park. However, we still don't know if Harley's going to wait until like lap 26 and then come in and randomly put on some soft tyres for absolutely no apparent reason other than because they can. That'll be interesting to see. There's Drew Cam running in second place. Blumchump's closed that gap a little bit, half a second. And now I'm assuming, of course, these hard tyre runners and the hard tyre runners are going to the end of the race. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? You're not going to come in now, surely, and put on some fresh tyres, are you? There's the guy that went for a different strategy. Now, usually, his differing strategies work out quite well. He's 3.8 seconds back from Fingers. That's his first job. Then he's got to catch Infidel. Then he's got to catch Woolsey. Then he's got a big jump to catch Riley. It's a big ask. Top 3 for him now. As Blumchum gets the move done on Drew Cam. So up into second goes Blumchum. Is Drew Cam now going to be a little bit susceptible to Baguette behind? She is on a bit of a charge right now. She's made it past the McLarens and Ryan and all these others, and now he's up into 4th position with just 4 tenths ahead, the Ferrari of Drew Cam. Is it game on? This lap's at 22 of 28 here at Shanghai. Dunners with a 1:35.8. He's going to have the fastest lap. His car is lighter and lighter and lighter every lap on fuel, and he's on the soft, juicy compound tyres. So of course he's going to be lighter and more nimble and putting in some faster laps. Baguette is in 4th place, Danny in 5th, Ryan's running in 6th as Mad Max, 2.6 seconds back. So this is round number 6 or 5, 6. Round number 6. Contrary to what it says down the bottom, it is actually round number 6. We've been at Jeddah, Austria. We've been at the USA for Sprint. We've been at Bahrain. We've been at Canada. Again, here today in China. Next week, we are not racing by the looks of things. No, we've got nothing next week. It's a mid-season break. And then on the 25th of April, we're back at Spa. I love Spa. It's a fucking brilliant track. Singapore after that. Then Monza, Zandvoort, Brasilia, followed by Australia, mate, as your final track. So far from this race, we've lost the Hunter. We've lost Friendly Dutch, winner of the 14 lap sprint race, and Connor, or the 14 lap 25% race, should I say. So Harley leads 11.6 from Blumchump. Baguette has made 3rd. Up into 3rd she goes. That's a podium. Now, can she capitalise on that pace and get after Blumchump? Thus far, she's been in behind Blumchump but not been able to get past. Drew Cam in 4th. Are they going to be a little bit susceptible to Danny? As Dunners has got past Fingers and is now crawling on the back of Infidel. That could be dangerous because he could find something strapped to him as he goes past. Infidel with a penalty. So it will give Dunners a position whatever happens. But I'm sure Dunners would like to make up 2 or 3 more positions before that becomes into play. Ryan 6 seconds back. I think he's going to kind of be best of the rest today, leading that midfield pack. And as soon as I move off, Danny makes the move on Drew Cam. Just my luck that he does that. Then, does Drew Cam come back out? No. So Drew Cam seemingly struggling a little bit now on those 14 lap old hard compound tyres because losing time lap after lap after lap. He's not losing any time. In fact, if anything, he's getting quicker. This is a much better performance from Harley in this race than we saw in the previous race. Just the pitting when he did just didn't make any sense at all. But everyone has their own strategy, of course. So Blumchum is currently running 12 seconds back. Baguette, though, not giving this up, staying within that DRS zone. All the time the gap is around 1 second. Blumchum is going to be harvesting like a crazed farmer on the last day of spring or summer or whatever they harvest. Considering I watched Clarkson's farm, you would have thought I know a little bit about farming. I'm not suggesting that Clarkson's farm is the authority on British farming. I'm just suggesting that actually you might have a clue of what's going on if you pay attention to things that you watch. So Baguette in third. Let's run all the way down the order, shall we? So annoying not having a fucking keyboard on here. So annoying. No idea. Fingers into the pits for the final time. Is this a retirement or is this for some more time? There's only a few laps left. You've got to kind of get to the end now. Infidel is 15 laps old tyres. 3.2 behind Dunners, who's making the charge now on to Wolsey. Wolsey is 1.4 seconds up the road. 7.8 behind Mr. J. Mr. J is giving Mr. Riley something to think about in his last few laps. Can he defend from him is question number one. 2.8 seconds up the road is Mad Max. 3 laps remaining. It's easy enough to find if you can get that little bit of pace. If you've held something back, now's the time to deploy. Deploy. Ryan in 6th place ahead of Mad Max by 5.5 seconds. Nearly 5 seconds back himself from Drucam, who was for so long running in that top 3 and just towards this tail end of the race. It's just finding it difficult to maintain that pace out front, and down in 5th has lost places to Blumchum, Baguette and Danny over the last few laps. But, you know, no slouch in 5th place, of course. There's Danny, one of the championship contenders at the moment, running in 4th place. Would desperately love to get that McLaren into that top 3, just to maximise, not maximise because you'd have to finish first to maximise points, but to be able to get a few more points on the board. Baguette running well in 3rd, but now potentially putting some moves, some super moves on Blumchum for 2nd. Harley comfortably in the lead, 13 seconds clear. I'll tell you who's not going to have 2 laps of a comfortable finish, and that is Blumchum. It is squeaky Blum time towards the end of this race, as Baguette just starting to ramp it up. Now, whatever Baguette has held back for these last couple of laps is going to be thrown at the back of Blumchum quite significantly. And Blumchum has got essentially 2.5 laps to hold Baguette at bay. And everything I said about women drivers earlier, I have to take back, because she's currently running in the top 3. If she now goes on to crash, I will continue to cuss her. But at the moment she's doing very, very well, and putting Blumchum under significant pressure. Wolsey is running in 11th place. Is he able to put some pressure on Dunners? It's going to be difficult. Dunners in 10th with the soft compound tyre just should have the better traction. And Fingers did actually retire when he went into the pits that time, didn't come back out. As Riley makes a move on Ryan, and Ryan rejects his advances and says no, but still ends up in 8th anyway. So Baguette has made that move on Blumchum and is now running 2nd. That has been some charge from Baguette through the order. Now, do you remember when we were looking much earlier in this race and were saying that the only driver on the track I think it was the top 10 or top 11, that hadn't improved their lot was Baguette. And then Baguette must have heard that and went, you know what, fuck you, watch this. Hold my beer, she said, and has started to make this charge forward. 14-second deficit to Harley. That's the only way you're going to make that up is Harley does another stupid thing like going to the pits at a stupid time or crash. It's going to have to be a little bit aware of giving up some slipstream to Blumchum. Particularly you've got some DRS coming up now, and Blumchum within that DRS zone, as they'll sweep round this right-hander for a long blast down to the massive hairpin at the end of this straight, which is the penultimate lap, penultimate corner coming up. But Blumchum just not close enough to get involved there. Riley really closing on Mad Max though. Can Crazy Dave keep him at bay? At the moment it doesn't look like Riley's quite close enough to make the move. But listen, anything can happen. So there we go, into the braking zone. A lot closer by the time he gets there. This could be a shootout at the very end. There's your race leader and thoroughly deserved win. And to be fair, but for an odd strategy in the sprint race, probably should have won that one as well. But Harley leading by 13.9 seconds. Just a few corners left between Harley and holding a massive trophy above his head and shaking it like it's a crying baby until it's silent. And then he just lays it down and then pretends that he never heard a thing. And that the baby's got meningitis, and then he goes to court. And then that escalated very quickly. Very quickly. Oh, but there we go. There is Harley heading down in the last DRS zone. Of course, no DRS for Harley because they've not been following anyone. They've just been under their own steam. 2 corners now, and then Harley is your winner today.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you indeed. Screw you, Greta. And here we go. There's your winner. Harley wins comfortably in this 28-lap race here at Shanghai. And congratulations to you. I've lost my button. There it is. Baguette comes home in second. Good race for Baguette. My driver of the day, to be fair, really kind of made their way through the field. Blumchum in third. Danny in fourth. Drew Cam home in sixth position. Riley looks like it's going to come. Looks like Riley came home in sixth because penalties and stuff. So Baguette, Blumchum, Danny, Drew Cam, Riley, Mad Max, Mr. J. Dunners couldn't get any further forward. Ninth for him. Ryan in 10th, 11th, Wolsey, and Massman Infidel brings up the rear, and everybody else was a DNF. There is your winner today. It's a BNR Harley, and driver of the day goes to Danny according to the game, but I think it should be to Baguette. Congratulations to your winner. Should have had a double today, but threw away the 25% points early doors. So just gets the big points this time round, but still a good performance overall. So we're done. We're done. How about that? I'm very tired now. Does someone want to come around and give me a shiatsu massage? I don't even know what a shiatsu massage is. Has it got anything to do with the Shih Tzu dog? Who knows? Anyway, what's done is done. Full rundown for everybody, and it looks like the way that winners thing's there, it looks like Harley's getting himself a nice post-race blowy. So Harley in the Alpine wins from Baguette in the Red Bull. Blumchum in the Williams in third, rounds out that top three. Danny in the McLaren finishes fourth. Drew Cam in fifth in the Ferrari. Riley in the Mercedes-Benz in sixth. Mad Max in the McLaren finishes 7th. Mr. J in the Aston Martin 8th. Dunners in 9th in the Ferrari. Ryan in the Williams is 10th. 11th for Woolsey in the Red Bull. 12th for Infidel in the AlphaTauri. And then it's Fingers, the Hunter, Friendly Dutch and Connor all did a not a finito. Right, thank you very, very much. We're actually finished now. We're done. There is no more racing. So I tell you what you can do. You can go fuck yourself. No, I'm only joking. Unlucky Fingers. It was pretty obvious early doors that you were struggling with China in a big way. So the fact that you even got any laps in is a credit to you, I suppose. But anyway, moving on. See you back here tomorrow for some GT racing action. There's some other stuff going on this week. All that's left to say is thank you very much for joining me today. And the late night racing team. It's